No, I mean, look, we were so lucky to find Shopanova because we went through so many marketing teams, and it's just a painful weekly meeting when numbers are bad. And also, I mean, what I think what's really awesome about Shopanova, you guys don't just give me a killer team that are all experts, but they're all really awesome, nice, likable, fun people. So I look forward to the meeting every week because we just have fun the whole time. I'm not saying the numbers are perfect every time, but in fact, I was a little worried when the numbers were so good because I'm like, I don't know if we can grow this fast. Luckily, you didn't 10x the ROAS because that would have created a problem. But
Right,
when
right.
you 5 or 6x us, that put us right into like almost at our limits. It was just, I always feel like there's got to be somebody that's better at pay per click, and we weren't even doing emails first of all, so we weren't even utilizing that as a function within our funnel. Obviously everybody that's so we got just the team coming together and doing all the things that they do that I don't know how to do, because I did pay per click and I did social media, I did Meta, and I was like doing like 1.1 ROAS, and because we have a low churn rate for our company, we were able to survive that. But every team that made promises and everybody that we hired, nobody beat what I was doing. And I'm like, you should be able to beat me very easily,
Right.
at
Yeah.
least get 1.5, like
Yeah.
something. And so when I saw the big results coming, it was just such a relief because not only are the numbers there, but understanding our brand has been probably the biggest hurdle. And when companies start taking your brand and they're outsourcing it to other countries, but they don't take the care to understand the brand, and that makes the marketing suffer. So
Right.
it's not just placement and targeting. We got a really cool brand, and like if you
You
can't do
do.
something that's cool, if you can't be on point with what we're doing and be on the same page with that, and I don't give a lot of notes in the marketing because it's on point. The messaging is very much on brand, and the quality of the edits, the quality of the posts, the quality of everything is at such a high level. It was better than what I was doing in house by far. So that's speaks volumes as to what Shop done for us and our company. And look, we've grown, and I'd say we've survived up to this point, but Shop allowed us to really be successful and has opened up the door for us to increase our ad spend. I think initially I was like, I don't know if I want to give a piece of our upside into I'm sure people have this hesitation, and like I did, and now I'm like, oh, I will gladly reward the team. No, that makes me feel better and good. So I'd say just on the surface, but I'm a numbers guy. So when I'm looking at the math of that, and especially and it wasn't difficult to negotiate the terms for that, there wasn't some contract. I didn't get locked into some, you know, 1 year thing. Like, yeah, every company locked me into some contract. They wanted all these fees, and when I sent kits to everybody, everyone said thank you. Seems like a dumb thing. That seems like a pretty obvious thing, but I'm like, can you just thank me for the free whiskey? Can I just,
Yes.
can I get a
Yeah.
kudos, while
Yep.
you're not performing on the ads? Can I get that?
Yep. Totally. My wife would have fired them right there. She is a
But
big
yeah,
like, you gotta be thankful.
the only thing I'm worried about right now is, the ads are doing so well. I think I'm going to run out of hats. So we might have to stop that ad at some point. I'm running out of tasting glasses too. I just ordered 2,500 more tasting glasses. So it's funny. Like, I'm always ready for a surge. I always have enough inventory for a surge. It's two surges that will put me in trouble. So the Shopanova surge is something that I was prepared for. Somehow we get on Good Morning America or something like that. I don't know what'll happen. It won't kill our company. It'll just make some people pissed off that they can't join us or something. So it was just the right surge. It was really what we were waiting for. And look, we're raising money right now, so we're getting to this other tier, and to show
Nice.
investors such quality numbers is completely going to change the future of the company. So without and it's funny because I saw your ads, and I'm like, man, this is going to be, because everyone kept targeting me. I still get emails from people like, we can change your whatever, and I get targeted all the time for people on our site, and I fell for these promises. And the thing is, Shamanova didn't make any promises at all, but they said they have a system that is, auspicious for, what they might be able to do for our brand, because our brand is innovative, right? We're doing something nobody's ever done before. And so there's points of confusion, and how does that work? And the learning curve for that for this team was very short. They quickly understood the brand, they quickly understood our messaging, and quickly got results. At first I thought it was some trick or gimmick. I'm like, are these real sales? What's happening? When you wake up every day and you're doing 4 times the amount of revenue that you were doing pre-Shopanova, as an entrepreneur, you can't put a value on peace of mind. And Shopanova gave Blind Barrels peace of mind. I sleep at night. I'm not worried about our marketing. I'm excited about our marketing. I'm excited about the future, and it gives me all this energy and time now to focus on other things and growing the business, because I don't have to worry about what Shopnova's doing. You guys are killing it for us, so I now can sleep like a baby, and I can wake up and I can put all my energy into new growth models and new avenues and all the other things. This was such a burden before that we couldn't get right. So to take that burden away from us and to really point us in the direction of success has changed our company completely, and it's changing my life in such a positive way. So I'm super thankful for Shop and Lauren and Austin and Stefan and everybody just coming in and rocking it.
Well, we so appreciate you, dude. It's just been so good all the time I hear from Lauren and Stefan and Austin how great it is to work with you. And everybody you referred to us is always talking so great of you. And I just feel honored that we get to work with you. So I appreciate you giving us a chance after all the other episodes. And thanks for letting us prove ourselves. If you could, if you said you're a numbers guy, so on the revenue side, I'd like to know kind of like what your revenue was pre-shop, what you say hit just this past month or whatever, and then where you see a clear path to in the future.
Yeah, I mean, our December last year, I think, is a good take. If you look at our December last year, we were probably heading towards about $100,000 in probably the biggest month of the year. And this year, we're probably going to do over $300,000 with Shopping.
Wow.
So to see, look, I would have been happy with 150, but we went from 1.1 ROAS to above 2 on our soft quarters, and as high as like 5 or 6 on our strong quarters. So that I know what ROAS is, and I know how it works, and getting customers in a recurring revenue model is really pivotal. I'm going to do my job and keep the churn rate down. That's a really important part of our success, and that's what allowed us to survive. Getting the algorithm to work for you is definitely something that most companies say they understand, but obviously the results show that they don't. So yeah, the results speak for themselves. There's no doubt that all the numbers. Yeah, I mean, is there anything else besides ROAS that I can talk about, or just
Where do you see yourself going in the future? Now that shopping on the team with you, you said you're doing, maybe on your best months, 100,000 before. I don't know what your 2023 revenue was in total, but where do you see yourself shooting for in 2025, Bobby?
Yeah, I mean, our 2023 revenue was about 500,000, and we're doing over 1 million this year. That's really shopping came in right kind of in the middle of the year, right about a third of the way in. And so a big part of that growth was because I was worried because we had decent growth from our first year to our second year. And then going into our third year, we actually stagnated. And we needed to see that same growth in order to go after investors. And we only saw that growth now because of Shopanova. Now, yes, I see ourselves probably doubling in revenue every year. We're going to now get into tequila, right? We're going to get into that. So that's going to be a new revenue model. And that's going to help us grow even faster. Look, when you have more revenue, you have more tools at your disposal, right? I also like that we kind of had a predictive model. I don't really have to. I'm just like, Stefan, hey, if you think we need to spend more money, spend more money. Like there's a lot of duty of care that's taken, that there's nothing cavalier going on where people are just spending money and resources. Look, we're a small American business and we want to be a big American business. And, you know, ad spend and the amount that you're spending and the way you're spending it, there's trust that has to be in place. And, you know, I have a lot of trust in Shopanova and the way that they're spending it. I completely trust the team in every respect. Whether it's a new marketing idea, a new direction, you know, they know that I got my hands full with a lot of things. So they send me reminders if I'm missing something, which is great too. I got one today from Austin. I'm like, I got it. I'm on it. You know, I'll add it to the list.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think if we keep heading in the direction that we're going, yeah, I think within a few years we could be doing 10 million a year, which
And
we started out.
this is your first seven-figure year, it sounds like. Hit $1 million in 2024. Maybe we double every year going forward and be able to be an eight-figure company in the next few years. I love that.
Exactly. Yeah. So that exponential growth, you know, the problem is if you're not growing at you can grow too fast, right? But if you're not growing enough, you can kind of wither at the vine, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
I'm willing to, you know, I've always been willing to make sacrifices for the company, whether it's time, energy, money, whatever it is. You know, I'm going to put my money on the come line every time in myself. I'm always investing in myself, but to be able to invest in shopping, really, if you look at it, you want to look at a return on investment in terms of what we spend for the team. And the upside of that, the return on investment is going to be critical to our success. We're going to be successful and probably double our revenue every year because of shopping.
Dude,
And
I
yeah, we're
can't
seven
think in.
figures this year. We're going to be eight figures in 4 years. So look out.
Sounds good. We'll celebrate and we'll fly you up here when you hit your eight-figure year for sure. I do want to make sure that we send you out a little thing that a little thank you on your first seven-figure year. So I wasn't sure if you're going to hit that this year or not. So that's good to hear that you hit your seven figures this 2024. We need to celebrate that well, Lauren. It's a big deal.
Yeah, and we're gonna raise you know, we're raising money to get some new avenues that are gonna be just kind of be a part of that growth. And what's nice is we're gonna have a restaurant model that really isn't a part of anything that I'm gonna be doing with Shop Nova, but that what's gonna happen is we're gonna end up with a lot of organic growth from that.
Yes. Yep. Exactly.
And which is gonna really, I think that'll, you know, just really add synergy to what you guys are already doing
Yep.
for our other models. So that should just make the numbers even better once I finally get that going in
Yeah.
2025.
Yeah. That'll be huge.
The nice thing is we've got the money in the bank for the growth now, and we're not stressing. And most companies, when they don't grow fast enough, they take on debt, and when they take on debt, they take on stress. When they take on stress, they can't focus on being
So
creative
true.
and being productive.
Yep.
You know, every week, you know, we consistently have big wins. Yeah, it feels like everybody's winning. You know, it doesn't feel like it's just me or just the company. You know, and everybody. I hope you guys know how thankful I am, right, Lauren? Right? I mean, I
We
tell you
do. I
every week,
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Well, I appreciate it.
I feel
but you
like
got
we all really appreciate that you are so down to earth and that we can have good conversation, kind of like you were saying too. It's very refreshing to have a client that just wants to talk to us about life, not just talk to us about numbers all the time. So I know that myself and Austin and Stefan all really enjoy working with you.
no, that's awesome. No, it's fun because, dude, the team before. So first of all, I had somebody where the creative was in India, which is the dumbest thing ever, and the workforce was in Mexico, and very kind people. But I'm like, okay, I'm like, you're going after all the third world countries that are bad at those particular categories, right? Like in what they were doing, and it was like, oh, that was painful. And then the next team, I never saw the person's face. I hate it when I'm zooming and I don't see. It's like your camera's off, and it's like, I mean, I can get Newton to turn my camera off too, but you know, we can play the "What am I doing behind door number two" game. We can do that. I mean, I'm happy to do that. You don't need to know I'm breathing hard, but you know, this girl, and she was in Oregon, and I sent her a kit. She never even responded to it, and she had this talk like this, and she had this very you know, she had this
Mm,
vocal fry, and she sounded like one of the people on The Bachelor that, like, I didn't, you know, I didn't get to tell him my story, I didn't get to tell him my truth. And it was like, and I was trying to get past that, but it's like every week is them trying to spin why there's not results. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I'm like, dude, don't give me the spin. Like I know how to read the numbers. I did this myself long enough I did that literally. I did it myself just so I could be like, you have to beat me. And so I could really understand the data a little bit more. I went through that learning curve. I went through the painful learning curve of understanding it enough.
So important. That's so important. Bobby, we're teaching people to do that now in our consultancy, and that's like the most valuable thing to be able to run the business at scale. So I'm so glad you went through that process. Even using us now, it's just so invaluable for you to be able to hold us accountable when Lauren's slacking, or when Austin and Stefan need a little kick in the butt. So nah,
Well, there's
they won't do the butt. It's so
Well,
huge.
there was initialisms and things that I'm like, what's this thing and what's that? And
Yep.
like
Yep.
there was still a learning curve involved with that and what some of those key numbers were and what those key numbers really meant for our type of company. But like triple whale, and I'm like going like, wait, I'm paying you guys and I gotta pay triple whale. I'm like, what's this bullshit? And then I was like, triple whale is pretty awesome actually. Like I don't understand how like big companies like Google and Meta can't get real data. Like I kept getting calls from Meta where they're like, "You're converting people for $1.65. Why aren't you spending more money?" I'm like, "Because you're, first of all, you're stoned, and go get stoned on your own time. Don't get stoned when you're calling me right now. Like, it's fine. Second of all, like, yeah, because the data's not real, bro. Like, you guys made me install pixels on my site and different things, and now you guys are interpreting the data, and none of it makes sense. And I'm like, how am I supposed to understand where to spend money and what's effective because I don't know where it's coming from and I don't know how to
Yeah.
analyze it. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
really frustrating. You know, so yeah,
Yes, sir.
triple whale's dope. Like I love the way that it's customized. I love the chart that you guys make. It's really easy for me to look at the numbers and not get caught into the weeds.
Yeah.
So
Big.
that breakdown
Lauren,
is
speaking of
perfect.
that, do you guys still have meeting to do? This has been so valuable for me and super appreciated.